Tonight on Untold Anomalies. Is the robot uprising closer than you think? Could there be more than one Bigfoot? Is the government listening to you through your household appliances? All these questions answered and more tonight on Untold Anomalies. But first we check in with Claire, a young woman from Minnesota whose childhood doll collection wasn't too thrilled about the idea of being stored or sold away. This is Dolls of Doom, My Doll Nightmare.
For the longest time, they were just my friends, my pretty little friends. When I was a little girl, I felt like they were watching over me, protecting me while I slept. But when I got my own place and started boxing up my stuff to move, I knew I was too old to have them around. So I told my mom I wanted to sell them or put them in storage. But what happened next felt like something out of a nightmare. It happened over the course of a few days. On the first night, I just heard this creepy giggling. It sounded like it was coming from outside at first, so I just ignored it. But then I could have sworn I heard it coming from inside the room. But then it stopped, so I went to sleep. But then the next night, things got even weirder. And the last night was the worst.
Claire noticed that things weren't quite right. The mysterious sounds of children's voices seemed to follow her around the room.
I went to bed at about 11:30, and the dolls were the only thing not packed up. I figured I'd pack them really well in the morning before the moving truck came, and then I'd drop them off at the thrift store before heading to my new place. I had just put my head down when I heard the giggling again. I knew it couldn't be the kids this time because it was so late, so I sat up and looked around, and that's when I swear I saw Ophelia's arm move. I had just watched something come to life. And before I knew it, she was standing at the foot of my bed, begging me not to leave. The voice was just so terrifying. It wasn't like a normal child's voice. It echoed and it sounded so strange. I've never been so scared in my entire life. But when I reached to turn on the light, she was gone, and she was right back where I left her. But she was looking right at me. The whole thing freaked me out so much. I dropped them off at the thrift store the next morning before the truck even came because I couldn't wait to get rid of them. I hope I never see them again.
Claire sold her dolls to a thrift store about an hour away from her childhood home, nowhere near her new apartment. We can only hope that whoever buys those dolls doesn't experience the same doll nightmare.